FactPilers. It is the admin, and today we are coming to you with a video match of probably the most popular match on the site, Wheel of Time versus Sword of Truth. As anyone who knows the site can claim, there are over 5,200 comments, I believe, on this match. Still has yet to be decided, mostly because of the efforts of Mike. And for myself, I too agree that the Sword of Truth side will win. Now, in order to go and prove that, gonna have to pour through all the comments, lock the thread, and that's gonna take some time. I was thinking, why don't we take this conversation to a broader audience? And so that's why you see it here on the YouTube channel. The goal is to get other people who are not as involved in the situation that is on FactPile, and let's see what the YouTube audience has to say on who would win. And if we can get enough people to comment with some common sense, I'll be more than happy to award an official winner. And maybe this might be the way to finally get the answer to that. Let's kind of look at the two franchises, so to speak, if you want to break them down. Since this is primarily a book series, with the exception of Legend of the Seeker for 2 seasons, which quite frankly wasn't that great, let's stick primarily to the books for the powers of the characters and the universe. Put head to head, you have Rand versus Richard. Now, I know everyone liked to favor Rand, and I will admit that he's very powerful, but probably the one saving grace that Raw has is that at any given moment in a time of need or stress, he can always conjure up some spell or find a way to earn the victory. Now, I know a lot of you say that that's a cop-out, an easy way to, end the story, save the day. But if you look down at the magical properties, it's actually pretty impressive, because in almost any magical realm, there are rules that the magic works by. That's Lord of the Rings. You shall not pass! Dungeons and Dragons.
So we're going to talk about dice pushing. I'm sure everybody's done it at some point in their life.
You take any fantasy world setting, there's always a set of rules to which the magic has to abide by. Same with Wheel of Time. But in the case of Sword of Truth, when there's a dire situation for Richard Raw, and don't forget, he is the War Wizard, and the last one being 5,000 years ago in the timeline from Sword of Truth, he can conjure up the magic needed to defeat the enemy, whatever the enemy is, whoever or what the situation calls for. And it's because of that is the reason why Sword of Truth will always beat Wheel of Time. Now, that is on the character level. Now let's talk about entertainment value. I went through and trying to read Robert Jordan's work.
Eastward the wind blew. The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend.
Was one of the most excruciating, boring things I've ever done in my life. It was so painstakingly detailed about the most non-important items. Book 1, opening scene, some dude traveling in a caravan, and he's describing the pebbles found on the side of the road. I mean, really, who cares? It's not like these pebbles have an impact in the book or the franchise. It's just fodder. It's just to fill it up, to make it longer. I have some good friends who love the Wheel of Time. Even they have admitted that some of the books and the way he goes on and on and on does get tiresome. But of course, they're invested. They want to see the ending. And I can definitely go along with that. I can appreciate that. But, from a pure read value, I just cannot get through it. But back to the battle. So we're going to have all the comments, all the situations that are needed to determine a winner. Comment here, not on the site, even though I will link to the original battle so that people can, if they choose, can read up and see everything that's been discussed. But if we can get enough common sense, get enough people to mention and realistically talk about real plausible reason for one to win over the other, then we can award a FactPile Award based on the comment here on the YouTube channel. So that's the challenge I throw down to you. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us. You know the drill. Google Plus, all that fun stuff. And let's see if we can make this happen with a relatively short period of time.
And he said, would you like a blog? And I said, well, sure. And people have rushed in to give comments, and I put up I make a post and go back the next day, and there are 40, 50, 60, 70 comments already up. And I don't know whether that's high for blogs or low or what, but it's astounding to me.